Manly fought back, didn't they? They levelled the scores after being 14-0 down at half-time, but then Cronulla were able to kick away. Full time here. The Sharks 30, the Sea Eagles 14. And it's a big week on Nine's Wide World of Sports. 100% footy tomorrow night. Mitch Moses among the guests. We'll hear from Laurie Daly as well. Then Women's State of Origin Game 2 on Thursday night. Be sure to join us from Allianz for that. And it's a blockbuster on Friday night. The Bulldogs against the Roosters. Manly with some soul searching to do. Off the back of the bye, they're beaten again at home. Gal?
Yeah, down with Braydon Trindall, mate. First of all, you had a HIA. You passed that okay?
Yeah, nah, it's pretty disappointing. I think I laid down a bit too long there after I let it try in, but yeah, cop.
Mate, you got yourself a try too. Happy about that?
Yeah, came straight back on and yeah, flicked a bit of a try there, so it was good.
Now, what about what was said at half-time? Obviously, 14-0 at half-time, come out in the second half. They managed to get back to 14-0. What was the talk behind the try line like?
Nah, just stay in it. We've seen teams come from behind all weekend, so just staying in it, and the lead's not safe.
And at the end of the day, you ran away with it. The scoreline looks pretty good. Will Fitzy be impressed?
No, he'll be impressed. We always talk about scoring points late, win the game early and score points late. So, yeah, he'll be happy with that, but always a few things we can fix.
That's it, mate. And Mother's Day this weekend or today, you want to wish your mum or anyone a happy Mother's Day?
Yeah, shout out to my mum. Happy Mother's Day. My sister too, and all my family back home. So, yeah, thank you.
Great win, Tricky. Over to you, Emma.
Thanks, Gal. Well, Daly Cherry-Evans, you fought your way back into it, but what fell apart in that final 15 minutes?
Well, I think for the most of part of the night, we were just really ill-disciplined, both sides of the ball. Whether it was knocking the ball on, penalties, 6 agains, we really made it hard for ourselves tonight, and that's a really good side. So the scoreline reflects it, doesn't it?
Tough road trip next week, up to Townsville, 6-day turnaround. What's the focus and how do you regroup now?
I mean, like, you have to find the positives. You can't dwell on the losses for too long in this competition. It moves too fast. Like you said, we've got 6 days to get ready for the Cowboys. So there's a 20-minute period there that we should be really proud of. And it sort of resembles the footy that we want to play. So, yeah, we made it hard for ourselves for the most part of tonight. But there is signs of hope there, that 20 minutes just after half-time.
Thanks for your time. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for having me. Cheers.
Over to you, Danica.
Thank you, Emma. Alana Ferguson, Billy Slater and I, joined by Nicho Hynes here on the desk. Nicho, congratulations. A great win, 30-14. It was a little bit touch and go there with scores locked with about 18 minutes to go. Talk us through that one.
Yeah, I got a little bit nervous there. It's a bit similar to all the games this weekend. Get to a lead and, yeah, they end up coming back. But we stayed in the fight and done a really good job to get back in the game and score some points there at the end.
How crazy is the crowd when Kohler obviously scored his double, but they were silent when you guys were on fire and they picked right up. What's it like being out there in the middle of Brookvale Oval with, I mean, there's very few Sharks fans here at the moment.
I actually love it. I played here as a junior in Howard Mass, SG Ball, Holden Cup, and all I ever wanted to do as a kid was play here in NRL. And I love coming here on Sunday arvos and playing. And yeah, the crowd, every crowd's awesome, whether they're with you or against you.
Started the game in great style. I thought you were really dominant in that first half. But when the scores got level at 14-all, what was the chat within the group? Obviously, there's still a lot of belief, but where was the direction?
Look, I think we went away from our process in that first little part and then stopped playing some footy. And I think we just need to get back in the game by playing the game style we wanted to play. And yeah, I think we've done that towards the end. And it's just about doing that for the whole 80 rather than in patches. And I feel like we're improving. We've just got to keep improving for 80 rather than playing for 50, 60.
You mentioned before, and Braydon Trindall did as well in his post-match interview with Gal there, about the fact that a lot of teams this weekend, it has been a lead at halftime and it hasn't gone their way in the end. Is that something that does weigh on your mind when you're sitting there at halftime in front?
Yeah, we actually did speak about it. I don't know whether it's just a trend and, you know, I guess when it happens, it happens. But yeah, look, I think this competition's funny at the moment. Anyone can beat anyone. And so we did speak about it. We wanted to stay in the fight. And we knew that the crowd were going to get him back in the game. And the refs made it, it was really good. But I thought that he got him back in a little bit. But that's just what happens in home turf, you know. You get the crowd involved. The home team's coming home strong. And sometimes the footy gods are on your side. And, you know, they were for parts of the game for both our teams.
Looked to be a little bit of niggle out there in this game. You only played this team 4 weeks ago. Is that Is that something that comes about when you play each other pretty regularly?
Yeah, probably. I think they would have had a bit of rivalry energy, I think, and yeah, Benny just get into me a bit there. But look, they would have wanted to come back at us after losing to us over in Perth, and we've always had good battles with them. Battle of the Beaches, we always look forward to these battles, and yeah, it's always an exciting matchup.
When I was watching that unfold, I was thinking, you're mates with Tom Turbo. How's that going to go
Two nice
down?
guys going at it. How about that?
Yeah, I was just sort of laughing. He was getting a little bit angry there, Benny, but yeah, I played with Turbo when I was a kid all the way through, and used to go over their house, and I knew Benny since a little fella, and it was just a bit fired up there, and we had a little laugh after the game, but that's what footy's about. Might have a little bit of a fat lip tomorrow though.
What about for yourself,
Got you.
Nicho? You're in some red hot form, particularly the last 3 or 4 weeks. What's giving you that kind of confidence?
I think just surrounding myself with people who believe in me, and I know a lot of people in the outside world do, and I just surround myself with those people who do, and my coaches do, my teammates do, and I've got a few people outside our 4 walls in Cronulla, and in particular Justin Lang, who's he's been a massive help, and Gal, like those guys have did a lot of work with me in the off season, and I feel like it's starting to show now. There's a lot of doubters out there, but all I'm doing is believing in myself and my teammates and what we can do, and I'm just really enjoying my footy. I love life, and I get to go home and surround myself with people I love who live with me, and it's my mum losing me, and it's a big happy Mother's Day to her, and women in league round, so big thank you to all the women out there who do a tremendous job. You guys as well, we have so many tremendous women in our game, and everyone's doing such a good job, and in particular in my life too.
Sharks are a good team, and they've been a good team for a number of years now. How do you become a great team?
I think backing up performances like that, Manly are a contender this year, and we've got to back it up against Melbourne Storm next week, and you know what they're like, Bill. They're a serious contender, and we've just got to stay in the fight and keep building consistency. I think we went 2 wins, a loss, 2 wins, loss, so just keep finding that consistency level, playing for 80 minutes and backing up performances.
Hey, just before we let you go, I've got to ask you about Melbourne Storm next week. Do you know what the score was in their match today against the Tigers?
No, I don't.
64-0.
Really? Yeah, that's all right. They don't like coming to Shark Park, Melbourne, but no, look, it's always a good battle with the Storm. They're a great football team. You have to be on your absolute best to beat them, and look, I get to see some of my best mates who play for them and say hello to some of the old coaches. So I always look forward to this battle, and hopefully we can get one up this time.
All right, well, congratulations on the win here. Go and enjoy it, and wish your mum happy Mother's Day as well.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
All right, Nicho Hynes joining us there. A great win for the Cronulla Sharks here this evening over the Manly Seagulls. 30-14 the final score. As we just mentioned before, the Sharks do face the Melbourne Storm next week, while for the Seagulls, well, they are up against the North Queensland Cowboys next Saturday.